Aloha, my people. How are you today? This is the new year. It's Friday, January 5th, 2018, if you can believe it. And today I'm going to talk about empowerment, and I'm going to talk about it from the perspective of utilizing your powerful faculties as a human being. Your heart, in particular, is a very, very powerful mechanism of support for you, not only in your circulatory system, but also energetically. And the Heart Math Institute found that the electromagnetic field that is emitted from your heart is 5,000 times more powerful than the electromagnetic field that is emanating from your brain. So, what that also says is that when you are experiencing something, your heart is experiencing it too. And when we tune into what our heart is telling us, we can actually find that the heart has information even before the brain has time to calculate it. The heart actually tells the brain which feeling hormones to release. So if our heart is experiencing happiness, it's going to release good feeling hormones. And if our heart is feeling unhappiness, fear, stress, all of those yucky feeling emotions, your brain is going to respond in kind. So what do we do with this information? This leads me to some of the observations that I've done in my work as a hypnotherapist and as a healer and life coach. So I see a lot of clients who are stressed out. And when we dig a little deeper, I find that they are having spiritual awakenings and they are not accessing the tools within themselves that are innate, that are born within us, that can actually help them to manage their lives in a way that feels a whole lot better. People's relationships are struggling, people's work relationships, their relationship with what it is they're called to do in this world. They're also seeing a lot of collapse in what what the society, especially in the United States, has told us is the true nature of our reality. But there's other stuff coming out now. There's a lot of news that is causing perceptions to crumble. And I'm an advocate of thinking this is okay. Change is good, but the way we look at it is a very, very important step in the process. So getting back to the heart, there are a couple really simple techniques that you can utilize to just move from the cerebral place in your head down and drop into your heart. And people who meditate frequently understand that terminology called dropping into your heart. But if you've never heard that before, it may seem a little weird. And I think there's a lot of propaganda out there that says that this woo-woo, lovey-dovey, hippie stuff is BS. But I would like to say, if you've ever been hugged by someone who you really care about, or if you've ever felt the love of, your child, hugging them and feeling that connection, that heart connection between another human being, you know that love is a powerful thing and it feels really good. And if you dig really deeply down into what matters to you, I think all human beings would agree that they really want to have their very basic needs met, and that is including love and being accepted and being taken with consideration and respect and offered dignity. I think all human beings across the board would really like those things. They're like natural to who we are. So how do we give that to ourselves, and how do we extend that to other people more? Well, first of all, we get over the BS of thinking that being loving and being kind and caring about other people in a heart-centered way is somehow cheesy. You need love just as much as I need love, and there's nothing wrong with it. So let's just throw that old paradigm out the window. Next, learning how to drop into your heart. When you drop into your heart, this can be done by just taking a pause. Set an intention, I'm going to drop into my heart now. You stop what you're doing. Don't do this while you're driving unless you feel confident enough that you can focus on the road while dropping into your heart. But if you're going to be closing your eyes, find a place where that's safe to happen and take a deep breath, a good 3 to 4 slow, easy breath. And then imagine your consciousness literally like an elevator dropping into your heart. Just see your focus. And the Heart Math Institute is good. They have a cool technique that just imagine your chest space is breathing. When you take a deep breath, it's coming out of it's like a window in your chest. See, I can really feel that. And if you're doing it with me, notice the sensation that's in your chest right now. That's dropping into your heart space. There's a lot of stuff that you can do from that place. Coming to clarification about decisions in your life. If you're in a really stressed out or angry place, stopping what you're doing, detaching yourself, like unplugging that thought of stress, and then dropping into your heart is a powerful way to do that. See how the color just changed? So you'll also notice that as you awaken, there are energy changes that go on around you, and some of it is even observable on camera, and that's fun, and to me that's just a sign that we're on the right track. So then, utilizing the skill, this is just a very quick tip of the iceberg kind of skill of tuning into your heart. But if you come from a place of heart more frequently in your life, you'll notice that it'll change. And what I tell my clients a lot is when you're doing something that seems uncomfortable or foreign, something you're not used to or familiar with it, just give yourself a chance to play with it without judging it. Give yourself a day, a week, a month, and just say, I'm going to play with this information for a little while, and I'm not going to come to any real conclusions about it, and just see how it feels. Also, it's really good to keep track of these things in a journal, and also notice how the relationships in your life start to show up. These are very simple techniques that can be applied even to the busiest life. So if you're telling yourself you don't have time, check yourself and see if there's just a time in your life where in a moment in your experience, even if you're on the can, do it then. If you're in the bath, if you're in the shower, if you're getting your kids ready for lunch, getting their lunches ready for school in the morning, whatever time seems to work for you, and then try to make it more of a commonplace experience for yourself. Do it as often as you can, and you'll start to notice that your life is changing. So another thing that I want to talk about too is that we're needing to use our inner discernment right now in the current political realm. So I'm not a political person, but I will say that I do have a point of view about what's going on. And I do have a background in anthropology and archaeology, and I do think that what's showing up is a collapse of the current system. And I want to encourage everybody not to go into a place of fear, because fear is not useful in these matters. What's useful is dropping into your heart and then making decisions based on what your heart is telling you. If you are feeling guided to do more research, do more research. If you're the type of person who's used to being given facts, start to explore what you are interested in exploring yourself, whether it's esoteric knowledge, if it's alternative media sources, but use your intellect as well as your heart when you're making decisions moving forward. Trust that you are being guided to uncover truth as it unfolds for you. Your truth may not show up the same way as other people's truth, but I think we all can agree that we all want the same things in life. We want our children to be safe. We want to be safe. We want to be able to sleep in a place and have shelter and food and all of the basic needs that a human being deserves, and dignity and respect. And the entire world has the right to that. So in our current political situation, I want to encourage you to just consider that if things start to unfold in a way that is totally shattering to you or freaks you out because you didn't know about, I want you to go into your heart space. I also want you to reach out to like-minded human beings. If you don't know of anyone to reach out to me. Reach out to the Joyride Show, the Joy Tribe ladies. Look for a community that has a similar resonance to what it is that you're interested in. There are people out there who are cool and that will invite you into their realm. Don't let yourself be isolated. If you're feeling isolated, that just means that you need community. Community is very important right here and now. So what else do I want to say about that? Also, maybe you're also noticing some physiological things starting to show up. Start to explore dietary changes if you're being called to explore that. Maybe change in fitness. Maybe there are things showing up in your life that need to be cleared out. In this time, there's a lot of energetic clearing that's needing to happen, and so it's happening on a global. It's on so micro to macro, and so we're getting a lot of different energies, and there's tons of resources to talk that talk about that kind of stuff. But needless to say, cleaning your diet up, increasing your fitness, increasing your health is a super important thing to do. Get GMOs out of your food. Get into things that make you feel empowered and like you're living your life by your own truth and that you're taking care of yourself. When you want to take care of yourself, the universe starts to support you in that endeavor. So I'm going to say a whole lot more about that, but I'm just going to keep this light and short. So if there are things that you're curious about, please let me know. I'm so wanting to connect with you, my audience, and I'm wanting to hear what it is that you need more information about. And I'm happy to respond to you. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And you can find me on Twitter, and you can also find me on Facebook, The Experience, Nora Yolles Young's The Experience on Facebook. And get involved. Let's learn more together and get this wonderful information out there. I'm just a conduit to express what it is that you want to learn more about, and I want to support you in that endeavor and continue to help uplift humanity and help people navigate their spiritual awakening. So with that, I'll be getting to you in the next couple days, and it was wonderful to connect. Be well. Love you all.